right, UFC 293 going down in September. Sydney, Australia. The word on the street, the general thinking, certainly after Dricus du Plessis destroyed Robert Whittaker in round 2. Sorry, Robert. The general theory was, and especially given the beef between Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis, that was the fight that was going to go down. Israel Adesanya has been an incredible champion. The body of work and the tempo of the fights. I mean, that man is a workhorse as well as just being incredible. That was going to be the fight to main event UFC Sydney, UFC 293. But it's not. That's not happening. That's not the one that's going to go down because Dricus du Plessis says that he's injured, okay? So now they're talking about doing Sean Strickland, but I saw from Sean Strickland this week, Sean Strickland said that fight's not going to happen either. Now, it's disappointing that Dricus isn't going to take on Israel Adesanya because we all wanted to see that one big time. I really did. Dricus du Plessis looked incredible against Robert Whittaker, and given the beef, given all the back and forth, the things that they're saying, the build-up would have been immense. It would have been nasty. It would have been nasty. It would have been inappropriate, but it would have been the type of stuff that will sell a fight and bring the best out of both men. And I wanted to see Dricus take on Israel simply because Israel Adesanya has been such an incredible champion that, well, he's beaten everyone else. And I guess that's why Sean Strickland made sense, because outside of the top 5, he's literally beaten everybody.
If you win this fight, when we fight, I knock you out, I'm gonna do a TikTok dance over your grave.
Oh, fucking, look at this grown-ass man on fucking TikTok. Maybe that's the problem, bro.
And
talking about Israel Adesanya, of course. So now who's he going to fight? Who is Israel going to fight at UFC 293 in Sydney? Because look, if you look at the rankings here, we've got Dricus du Plessis. He can't fight right now. We've got Alex Pereira. He's gone up to 205. Robert Whittaker just got beat. Okay. To got Marvin Vettori there. He's not in a position right now. Sean Strickland, I saw a tweet. Maybe I'm wrong, but apparently he's not going to fight anymore. Paulo Costa, he's fighting Hamzat Chimaev in October, so he can't do that. Then we start getting down to your Derek Brunsons, your Roman Delidzes, your Jack Hermansons. Great fighters, incredible fighters, and I think the absolute world of them. But they're not in a position to fight for the middleweight title right now. And they're not the type of people that are going to do big numbers. So who's it going to be? Well, this is just me putting on my matchmaker's hat right now, because I was just having a talk with Adam Catchell and Nick Peet. I work with them on TNT Sports, and we were talking about this exact thing. Right, so the light heavyweight strap, that's just been vacated. Let's go through the light heavyweight history real quick to bring you up to speed. So John Jones vacates. Jan Blachowicz knocks out Dominic Reyes, becomes the champ. He fights Glover Teixeira. Teixeira becomes the champ. Jiri Prochazka beats Glover, right? Gets injured, vacates the belt. Jan Blachowicz, Magomed Ankalaev fight for the vacant belt. It fights to a draw. The fight's a bit of a stinker. They don't make a rematch. So then they do Glover Teixeira versus Jamal Hill. Incredible fight. Jamal Hill emerges victorious. He's the light heavyweight champion of the world. And now he tears his Achilles tendon. And he's copied what his predecessor, Jiri Prochazka, did and vacated the belt. And that is very, very honourable. It is. It's honourable. If I was a manager, though, I'd be losing my mind, because becoming the light heavyweight champion of the world in the UFC is something that is not easy to do. That is very, very hard to come by. And it's literally a lifetime of blood, sweat, and tears, okay? So, listen, I respect Jamal. What a guy. What a fighter. What a human being. And such an honourable thing to do to keep the division moving along. But I will say this. That's why they have interim titles. You'll still be the champ. The division can move on without you. And then you come back. You still get the pay-per-view points, so on and so forth. Anyway, so who does Israel Adesanya fight next? Well, Jiri Prochazka rightly has a claim to the throne. He will be the man to fight for the light heavyweight title. Well, Jamal Hill just vacated it. Jan Blachowicz is fighting Alex Pereira this weekend, but Jan Blachowicz just fought last time. I've got nothing against Jan. This is not me hating on Jan or Alex. But we need a main event for Sydney. We need a blockbuster guy. We need Israel Adesanya, the style bender. Israel Adesanya versus Jiri Prochazka for the vacant light heavyweight belt. Think about that. Going down Sydney, Australia this September. Israel Adesanya deserves it. He's been a workhorse for the company. He's defended the belt so many times. He was man enough to give Pereira a fight. He took him on again. He beat him in the rematch. I mean, he is some man. He's got some skill, and it's unbelievable what he's achieving. And he went up to 205 before, came up short against Jan Blachowicz. Okay? Didn't get the job done, but I think since then, he's proven that he deserves another crack at it. He definitely does. If Alexander Volkanovski deserves another crack against Izzy Makhachev, love Volk, but then certainly Israel Adesanya deserves another shot at the 205. And Jiri Prochazka, the style of fight that he has, the style that he implements, and the style that Israel Adesanya, number one, that fight will be ridiculous. It will be ridiculous. Jiri Prochazka is just so exciting. Israel Adesanya is so technical. You put them together, it's like two frogs in a blender, fighting the heads off, throw it in Sydney. There it is. There's your light heavyweight title fight between the former champ who vacated and the long-time 185-pound champion. And you know what else that means? That means in the meantime, when they can fight in September, whoever wins that, right? Whoever wins, let's just say Izzy becomes a two-weight division champion, he can then come back to 185 and the fight with Dricus du Plessis can go ahead. Okay. And if he beats Dricus du Plessis, right, who else is there at middleweight? Sure, there's a Sean Strickland, there's a couple of others, but they're not the big fights. If he beats Dricus du Plessis, then we could see him just focusing on defending the light heavyweight belt and go on and have a great run as a two-weight division champion. What do you think? Am I out of my mind? As I said, I was just having a conversation with some of the lads, and then that just occurred to me. We still haven't got a main event for UFC 293 in Sydney. They're going to make a big one. It's going to be incredible. This is the UFC, and it's a big pay-per-view. And Israel Adesanya, as always, is willing to step up to the dance, to the table, take on all comers, and come on, he's dared to be great before. He wants to be a two-weight division champion. That's what you got to respect about Israel Adesanya. And there it is. I mean, I have just laid it out perfectly. That's the fight. I mean, who else is it going to be? I mean, if we look at 205, that belt has just been madness. It's been a hot potato. Jamal is he just vacated it. Jiri Prochazka's number one. Magomed Ankalaev fought for the belt back in December. Wasn't great. Jan Blachowicz is up this weekend. He could be injured as well. You never know. Rakic, he's coming back. Krylov, not in a position. Johnny Walker's doing great. Not in a position. Anthony Smith, my brother, not quite there yet. So on and so forth. Who is it? The clear front runner, without a shadow of a doubt, Israel Adesanya, the last style bender. And who would win that? I don't know. Jiri Prochazka is a goddamn samurai, and Israel Adesanya is out of his mind. But still, there it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. And am I out of my mind? Let me know in the comments who would win that fight. And if you have a better suggestion, please let me know that in the comments as well. Enjoy the fights tomorrow night. Or tonight, should I say, by the time you watch this, UFC 291. It's an incredible fight card. I'm off to Big Bear Lake. I'm going to be watching the fights up there. Very, very excited for it. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you haven't done so, please subscribe and ring the bell because it makes a big difference to the success of the channel. But wherever you are in the world, one more time, enjoy the fights. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.